I will start this episode with a story which our Sanskrit teacher used to tell us in grade 8. But the words used in the story are Kannada, the language of Karnataka state, South India. Once upon a time, in the middle of a road which led to a cursed village, lay the statue of Shivalinga, a form in which Lord Shiva is worshipped. On its left was a statue of a donkey. On its right was a statue of a bull. People never knew the history of those statues, but since it was Lord Shiva, the villagers thought that the self-manifested statue should not be disturbed or shifted. The previous generation inhabitants of the village had expanded the road on both sides so that they could conveniently travel. People entering and exiting the village used to stop there, offer flowers, fruits, and prayers to the idol and continued their travel. Wait, did I tell you that it was a cursed village? Yes, it was cursed because it had no facilities enough to make a decent living. People said that the village was cursed by a saint. No one knew the truth. The village had negligible rainfall and people had to walk miles to fetch water from lakes or ponds or even from neighboring villages. Children who were interested in studying had to walk long distances to schools in other villages. The land around was barren and people found it difficult to cultivate the crops. Men went to distant places to earn living for their families. There was severe poverty and many people had abandoned the village. Once, it was known to have been a decent settlement and prosperous one too. The original name of the village, Hasiru Halli, which had meant green village, had gradually changed to Daridra Halli, which meant a cursed village. There was also a legend saying that a stranger would come to that place sometime in future and he would change the fortune of the village. People have been waiting for that person since many decades. And that day eventually came. Mr. Fortune, a wanderer from a distant place who had abandoned his home and family in search of peace, or maybe something which he never knew where he could find, rode his horse on the road leading to this village. As he reached the statue, he was surprised to find it in the middle of the road. It was already dark. He took shelter in the village. His mind was fixed on the statue and he couldn't sleep for a major part of the night. Early the next morning, he went to the idol and sat on the other side of the road, watching those idols with curiosity. What an odd combination, he thought. Bull with Lord Shiva is okay, but what is the donkey doing here? As the sun became bright, people started moving around on the road, but the stranger's vision was fixed on the idols as if investigating them. He read them, he reread them, and suddenly something flashed to him. How did I not know this? He thought, and got excited as he translated the meaning of those idols into local language, Kannada. Katte, Linga, Ettu. Katte meant donkey, Linga meant the idol of Lord Shiva, Ettu meant bull. Ettu also meant to lift something. The idols were speaking to the observer. The symbols needed to be put in chronology and meaningfully translated. The stranger did it. The symbols of the idols shouted at the observer to read them and understand the meaning, and not just to see them as idols. The meaning of the idols put together in Kannada was, "You donkey, lift this idol of Linga." The words had to be rearranged and read. There was a message from whoever placed those idols there. First of all, he had expected the observer or traveler to guess why the idols were on the road. The people had so many miseries in their life that they just saw them as idols. The person who had placed those idols on the road wanted to see if someone is intelligent enough to read their meaning and lift that idol of linga. The donkey depicted the unwise observer and prompted him to lift the linga if he was wise enough, or a call to think wisely. It took so many decades for someone to read that message. The stranger knew that there was certainly something beneath the idol. Though he found it hard, the stranger convinced a big mass of villagers to help him remove those idols. He could not have gone against the belief of the villagers who had worshipped the idols since decades without disturbing it. When the idol was removed and the place dug, they found a tunnel beneath it. As they explored the tunnel over the next few days and dug it deeper, the villagers, with the help of the stranger, reached big underground caves where enormous treasure was hidden. They also found a letter there which said that the treasure belonged to the person who has read the message of those idols. But the stranger, with a great heart, allowed the villagers to take all the treasure and use it for the welfare of the village. The villagers knew that the stranger was the same legendary savior whom the village was expecting to step in since ages. They fell at his feet. That night, it rained heavily, and it rained for the next few weeks. The land became green, the crops were cultivated, and the treasure was used for constructive purposes, and once again the village became Hasiru Halli, the green village. A temple was built for the idol of Linga. The stranger decided to stay in the premises of the temple and lead a simple life. People who came to the temple also took the blessings of the stranger. I guess you loved this story, but there is a lot to learn from this story. There are lots of such symbols or signals in our life around us which want to tell us something, which have hidden messages for us, but we fail to read or decode them, or we just ignore them. We live like those foolish villagers and keep roaming around those symbols only to blame our destiny in future days. Fortune, success, goodness is many times just one step away, but we prefer to give it a miss. The symbols of fortune will hint us in many ways and try to come closer to us, but we build alternative roads and prefer to travel away from them. Many of us will realize that very later in our lives, when we have missed those opportunities and beautiful destinations we would have reached and been more successful and happier had we read those symbols. The creation has left such symbols for all of us at every juncture of our life, just like the milestones on the road we travel. We not only need two observing eyes, but also need an insight to read everything around us. The meaning of something valuable is not in the lines, but in between the lines. We don't need any stranger to read them for us. We don't need to wait for some legend to walk into our lives to make a difference. God has given us a thinking brain. If we use our intelligence and instincts properly, we can become legends. We can make a difference. Just read differently from what others do. If you have really liked this story, share this episode with your good friends. Catch up with you all in my next episode with yet another beautiful story. Bye for now.